They're in Washington, D.C. this week as they take part in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce's Small Business Summit. Republican Representative Mike Coffman of Colorado is a member of the House Small Business Committee, and he joins me right now. Congressman, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Walk me through the purpose of this summit. What is it that you hope to achieve? Because I'm thrilled to see that there's a spotlight on this. I'm just not sure if there's enough of a spotlight.
Well, there's not enough of a spotlight, certainly on small business. I think the focus in Washington has really been all about big business, big government, and big labor. And the focus in terms of public policy has not been on small business.
Let's speak specifically about what is geared from this stimulus package and from the announcement of TARP funds or TALF programs, you name it, out of the Fed and the Treasury. How much of all of these billions and billions of dollars have really been directed at small business owners?
You know, it's not there. It's bailing out large financial institutions, to stabilize the economy. It's giving, money to state governments. It's expanding the federal government. It's, helping the big three out for the UAW. But it's unfortunately it's not about small business, and small business is having incredible problems with access to credit. I think your previous folks have talked about that, and it's tough, and yet they really have been historically the driver of the economy when it comes to creating new jobs. 51% of private sector jobs are in the economy right now. Historically, 60 to 80% of new jobs have been added through small business, and yet I think small businesses are really hurting right now. And given all the borrowing that's going on, I really worry about getting into a 1980-81 scenario of high inflation, high interest rates, and anemic growth.
You know, Congressman, it's interesting because when you looked at the jobs data last Friday, the most compelling thing or the most disappointing thing was that 611,000 jobs have been lost in the private sector, which speaks precisely to the type of people who are largely employed by these small businesses. What is now being done? What do you hope will be done at this summit to raise awareness as to what we're not doing to address small businesses?
Well, I certainly hope that their message goes to members of Congress, to get them to understand the kind of pressures that they're under, what their needs are, that if we look at what's down the road, the kind of things we're debating, that all seem to lead to a greater burden on small business in terms of taxes, in terms of regulatory burdens, and to get the members of Congress to understand that they are the heart and soul of this economy, that they are the grassroots of our economic system. And so I just hope that their message is heard so that we can kind of take that into account, because I think we're headed down the wrong path right now.
Okay, so Congressman, you were on the Small Business Committee. Help me understand this. All I know is about $750 million of a $787 billion package in the stimulus. I'm aware of a $15 billion program for small businesses, largely through the SBA, that would be created through the Fed and the Treasury. It's not even up and functioning. So in your Small Business Committee, what are the top 3 priorities that you are addressing right now to help small business owners?
Well, I think that certainly we're looking at tax issues, regulatory reform issues, credit issues, but you have to remember that a lot of the role of the Small Business Administration is oversight of the Small Business Administration. Or the Small Business Committee is oversight of the Small Business Administration. So a lot of the stimulus package, that's come out of Appropriation, Ways and Means Committees to the floor and did not flow through small business. And I think that's the central problem, is that the Small Business Committee did not have input in the stimulus package.
And how often do you guys meet? I mean, when do you expect results?
Well, we certainly meet every week. The question is really to the Congress as a whole and the administration and what direction they want to take. I think that there are, quite frankly, partisan differences here between Democrats and Republicans. And I think Republicans have been probably more sensitive to the needs of small business, where Democrats have focused more on larger businesses, government, and labor unions.
All right. Well, Congressman Coffman, we will leave it there. Continue to fight the fight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys. Well, we want to hear from you. It is our question of the day.